Do you feel like you need 16 hands for dog training? Today we are just going to be breaking down how to reward your dog without a leash. So just one aspect of your leash walking today, but it doesn't actually include the leash, so that we can do a better reward system for you and your dog. My name is Kristen from Salty Pack. So in this video, we're just going to be having the dog somewhere relatively, low distraction, and preferably somewhere that they can be off leash. Mostly just for you as the handler. We don't want to add in any extra things today. We're just breaking down one aspect of it, which is the rewarding. A lot of people can feel a little bit overwhelmed when we actually start to reward the dog on a walk while you're holding your leash and you're trying to get your treats or your food that you're using for your dog. So again, today is just going to be in a space that you can have your dog off leash, relatively low environment. The biggest thing that we kind of focus on today when you look at the demonstration with Holly is that we want your food to be on your back, your left hip, or your left pocket if you are going to be walking your dog on your left-hand side. Just for our Australian viewers, we generally walk the dogs on the left hand because we are usually also ourselves walking on the left-hand side of our foot paths. So if you're somewhere else in the world watching this and you prefer your dog on your right-hand side, it's all the same principles. We are just going to be talking about it today on the left-hand side. And again, the reason for usually having our dog on our left-hand side while we are on the left as well too, is just to give a little bit more space while we're passing by other people. So if we are on the left-hand side and we have our dog and then us, it's usually going to be other passersby and if they have a dog. So usually the dogs are just given that little bit extra space, which for us dog trainers does make us very happy. So mostly I go through some of the explanation with Holly that you'll see in the demonstration really shortly, but just in case, there was one aspect in the video that I didn't know if it was going to be readily viewable for people. So when we talk about giving our dog a reward, some very nibbly dogs, if we hold the treat like this, they might try and come in and almost take our entire hand off, it feels like. So one way that you can start to try and reward your dog is either just in between your thumb and that first finger, so the dog can kind of come in here. So they're almost like if you're rewarding from the back and the dog comes in, you can hold until you're ready and you just release your thumb so that the dog can take the food. I'll do it a little bit higher there so you can see. So if the dog is walking, this is your hand and this is the dog's mouth and they're coming in, they're just gonna be targeting on your flat hand. So hopefully they're not gonna be nibbling off to the side, but they're pushing their nose in, and when you're ready, you just release that thumb so that your dog can take that reward. Some people prefer it kind of in between some fingers like that. Me, preferably, I prefer it in between my thumb. Once you get a nice little rhythm with it, it is pretty easy just to put it in there. And then your dog, it might be a different picture for them when you first start if you've never rewarded them like this. So again, give your dog a bit of the benefit of the doubt, help them out with it as well too. In the demonstration, I didn't necessarily note that something to practice as well today too is going to be moving while rewarding. Doing two things at once can be really overwhelming. So again, this is why we're taking the leash out of the equation entirely, but try and think about rewarding while you're moving with your dog. So it's not a clunky, all right, now I have to reward and we've got to sit here and then, all right, now you take your food and then we keep walking again. I want it to be really nice and fluid as much as possible. So when you give your marker of yes, make sure to mark, then move, then you'll reach in, you'll have that food presented for your dog, but try and keep them moving along as you're rewarding them. It's a skill for both us and for some dogs as well too to pick up. So try and focus on that a little bit today. All right, so after the demonstration, remember to grab your hungry dog. You can grab some of their favorite treats, or even better, you can grab the dinner or the breakfast that they're already going to be eating and have them work for that. Make sure to grab your phone for some filming in case things don't go according to plan, and we can always help you out there and have some fun. Give me my love. Good job. All right, so we've got Holly. She is a young little Labradoodle. So we're gonna be working with her just before we actually go out for a walk. Mostly just getting us used to how to reward her. So when we go out for a walk, I'm generally gonna be rewarding with my left hand here. Nice, good job, girl. So in a second, I'm just gonna start to walk around, and I want her kind of moving with me on my left-hand side. And it's more for practicing my handling without a leash. Sometimes I think everybody gets really bogged up with needing 16 hands for dog training, and it does take a little bit of time just to kind of get things a little bit more broken down. So just in this video, we're just working on the rewards. So there's no leash, hopefully. If you live in an apartment or something like that, you can practice on like maybe a balcony or even just in like a quiet room. I want to try and have no leash attached at this stage, just so you can work on getting your rewarding right. So if your dog is food motivated, and if they are not food motivated, look at our guide for building food motivation. If it's something that, if it's a tool that you would like to use with your leash walking, which we do recommend. If your dog is food motivated and we want to use that as part of the, hey, come and be around me, this area right here gets you really good things. We're gonna be using our rewards with food. So for this video, it's just all focusing on where your rewards are coming from. So either from your treat pouch in the back or on your left hip, or from treats in your left pocket. So we're gonna start to walk around with Holly. Another thing too, if you have a really nibbly dog as well, sometimes it does help for how you're presenting that food to them. So generally how I like to hold my food, hopefully that's gonna give a bit of a good angle, is just in between my thumb and like these two fingers. I've got kind of small hands. So once you start to grab your pieces of food and you can put it sort of in between those fingers, that makes it so that the dog really has to push in, and you can actually hold on to that piece of food for a little while, releasing it when they have the effort that you like from them. Some people prefer to hold it like maybe within like a couple of fingers there as well too. It's kind of whatever feels good for you. Some dogs are going to be gentle enough that we can do it this way. Totally fine, whatever works for you and your dog. But if you have a really super food motivated dog and you don't want your fingers to get all nibbled off, that is going to be a much easier way to not actually get your fingers nibbled off. Holly, good job, girly. Nice work, sweetie. So we can start walking. Yes. Good, nice work. Nice. So there's not really any expectation for her here. I don't even need to, necessarily focus on too much of my reward. This is more for you guys with getting all of the handling. Yes. Of having your left hand be the one to present the food. Good job, sweetie. Yes. We can just do really small rewards. Good. So if I was doing it for my pocket, I would just reach into my pocket and I can bring her a reward there. Ooh, Arabicky, tricked you. Yes. Nice. Yes. Oh, good girly. Yes. So I can even work backwards as well. Yes. Nice. So just walking around and doing just that, if you're feeling super comfy, you can do a little bonus extra credit for today. And I don't want it attached to her, but you could start to hold your leash while you reward. Holly! Super girl! Yes. So I don't want to give her any feedback just for right now. It's just working on our handling. I'm not going to put my leash back into a different hand. Holly! Yes. But that's a little extra credit that you can try just so that we start to get used to it. So this isn't a day that's as much for the dog, but just take like 3 to 5 minutes. Work on just focusing on how you are presenting the food for your dog, making sure that it's with your left hand if you're walking the dog on the left-hand side, so that you get really used to wherever that food is coming from, whether it's your pocket, treat pouch on the side, or treat pouch on the back, knowing where that food is and using that marker when you can remember as well too. It's more for technique today, Marker is important, but if you kind of stumble around with the marker, that's okay. I just want the technique to be the focus for today. But if you do start to remember, mark, then move. So mark, then reward. So it would be YES, then take your food. She's just in the shade. So if you're moving around, YES, then grab your food. Don't have your food at the ready. YES, grab your food, reward. YES, food, then reward. Amazing. Good job, sweetie. Thanks for watching today's video. You now have a better understanding of how and where to reward your dog on walks. My name is Kristen from Salty Pack. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.